So I've learned about something recently that's important for brain function, which is important for me because I get brain farts all the time. So I learned this from Dr. Ben Lynch, and it's about an important neurotransmitter that improves our brain function called acetylcholine. And eggs actually have choline in them, and that's a building block for building acetylcholine. So before I do my squats, I do back extensions, lightly for blood flow, not too much to pre-exhaust myself. But sometimes they're inconvenient. I've got to go to a different part of the gym and I've got to grab the weights. But with this exercise, it's a lot more convenient, and I actually prefer it over doing the back extensions because they just feel better. And I was talking to a friend a few days after this, and he was telling me about these bands that he got from Amazon. And they're a great idea because you can use them for anything. They're specifically great for shoulder warm-ups as well, because when you're holding the dumbbell in front of you and you bring it back to, warm up your shoulders, you lose tension halfway through the movement. But with bands, you don't get that. These squats were feeling light on this day, and I'm a lot lighter than what I was in the past. And the point that I'm making is, it is possible to get leaner, maintain strength, and even build strength whilst getting leaner. It depends, but it is possible. I went slow and controlled on these reps with the leg press. It made a huge difference. A while back, I ran into a friend, and we focused on going really slow. Like, he drilled in this idea of going really slow with the lowering of the weight. And yeah, it's intense training. You said I'd fly away, but my walls have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to hit the ground. You said I'd fly Because this workout was nicely packed together and efficient, it was enjoyable throughout and after the workout. I didn't feel too drained. So yeah, workout was sick. I've got 2 free workout templates in the description. So the first one is based on what I used to do, which is a 3-day split, and the other one's based on what I'm doing in this video, which is a 4-day split, with the core focus on each day being squat, bench, deadlift, and a pull day, which starts with pull-ups. So I've been learning about omega-3s and how important they are for brain function, hormone levels, and a whole bunch of other things, and that not having enough of them can increase the risk for health conditions. And the majority of the population doesn't get enough omega-3s. There's 3 omega-3s. The most important ones are DHA and EPA. The other one's ALA, which converts into the other 2, just not very efficiently. So how can we get DHA and EPA? The best sources are fatty fish, and if you don't want to get it from that, you can get it from algae, because that's where fish get their stuff from. and the other one is fish oil caps. There are other sources that contribute to your omega-3s, but the ones I mentioned are the most effective because they contain the most DHA and EPA. So first, I start off with a guillotine press. For real though, that's literally what it can be if you don't use your thumbs, and also it's been known to rip chests off of bones and break shoulders, so I'll put a link in the description for a video on proper form.
Until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars.
I think the barbell overhead press is a great movement, not only because I enjoy it more than doing other overhead press movements, but also I just think it's a solid lift to progress in, and it's great for developing front delts, and it also targets a bit of the lateral delts as well, so it adds a bit of extra volume on the side of your shoulders. And I do lateral raises in this workout too, but it kind of like adds to that and gives some extra volume and stimulates them in a different way. So yeah, I think with this workout, because I did a flat bench and then an incline bench, for lower chest stimulation it might be more ideal to do like a high to low fly where you have your hands high to low, but with this workout I just did a pec deck. I've got this theory where if I like smash my triceps as hard as possible, that might help increase my lagging bench, so I'm hoping that works.
God, save my soul, 'cause it is flawed. Tired of feeling like I'm upside down, so I'm gonna turn it all around.
I'm doing a dedicated deadlift day, and I actually like doing it like this because it allows me to split up the volume. Normally I try and do like everything all for legs on one day, and like I dry up like a prune afterwards, so you know it kind of gets I get a bit sluggish towards the end. It's a bit too much volume, but with this it allows me to split it up and also go all out on the exercises that I'm doing for the day. So yeah. Also, I want to mention that I've had to lift some heavy shiz recently, and I think that if I hadn't been working on my posterior chain as much as I have recently, I wouldn't have been able to lift it as effectively, and I could have even injured myself, like who knows. I think doing this is giving me more awareness of my posterior chain, so definitely something to consider. Like injuries are really possible, and back injuries happen all the time, so yeah. Now I already know y'all are glad that I didn't record this from top angle. But yeah, I did hip thrusts in this workout with a barbell instead of doing it on a machine, which is what I normally do. And it could be more convenient because it's right there, it's straight after deadlifts, and also the machine's taken sometimes. So I was curious about whether or not you should be like keeping your head straight or your chin tucked in. Apparently you got to keep your chin tucked in with this exercise. Unfortunately, you got to look at the action the whole time.
At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no...
I learned how to do back extensions properly from Squat University, and since then I've become more aware of how to engage my posterior chain properly and also avoid back injury on the back extension. So if you want to check out that video, I've got that in the description. You want to stay hydrated? Get yourself the biggest mug in the house. I enjoy doing weighted pull-ups way more than I do doing cable pull downs, and also I think that the strength that you gain on pull-ups is different for some reason. Every time I go to cables and then, you know, for a while and then I come back to doing pull-ups, like the strength just doesn't convert.
Circling this heart you set alight. Open up, don't you know who you are? Electric, your eyes are filled with stars.
So back days always used to be very boring for me. I've never really particularly enjoyed them. But with the exercises that I've been doing recently, the last one, the dumbbell rows, and this one, the bent over rows, it has made it way more enjoyable, along with the pull-ups as well. I find good engagement with them, and also it just makes the whole workout a lot more enjoyable.
Don't you know who you are? Electric, your eyes are filled with stars.
So what is the final verdict on this new training split? I think that it's nicely put together and I don't feel too drained doing the workouts, and it allows me to put in a lot more effort into the individual exercises and actually enjoy the workout without having to do too much all in one workout. So I think that because of the way that it's designed, it's going to be easier to progress with long term, and so far I've been really enjoying it. And yeah, that's it for the nutrition and training. For the end of the video, I want to share something personal. Okay, so I'm walking into a field that has two plovers that attacked me just before, so we're going to see how that goes. In my last video, I was walking Lex, or being towed, I guess you could say. She actually passed away over 2 weeks ago now, and it was sad. It took some time to start to see things more positively, but eventually that came around. And when I think about her, she had such a bright energy about her, and such a free energy. So when I think about her, it reminds me of the pure perspective on life. and not to not to worry about some of the things that I do. So yeah, she was a great dog. Rest in peace, Lex.